Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Imagine waking up in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s, looking in the mirror and realizing that your body is still capable, still resilient, still strong, not perfect, not young, but powerful in ways that truly matter. Because healthy aging isn't measured by wrinkles. It's not measured by gray hair. And it's certainly not measured by the number on your birthday cake. Healthy aging is measured by function, by what your body can still do, by the abilities you still have. And today we're going to reveal 6 powerful abilities that science shows are strong indicators of successful aging. If you still have these abilities between ages 60 and 80, you are very likely aging better than most people your age. Even more important, if one of these abilities is starting to decline, I'll show you exactly what you can do, including simple foods and daily habits, to strengthen it naturally. Let's begin. Look around you for a moment. Think about the people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who still move with confidence, who rise from a chair without hesitation, who walk across a room without fear. Now think about others the same age who struggle just to stand, who hold on to furniture for balance, who feel their independence slipping away one small movement at a time. Here's the truth that most people never hear. Age alone is not what determines how well you live in your later years. Science has made this very clear. Researchers studying thousands of older adults discovered something shocking. The strongest predictor of survival was not cholesterol levels, not blood pressure, not even body weight. It was function, what the body can still do. In one long-term study published in a major medical journal, scientists followed older adults for years and measured a simple ability, whether they could stand up from a chair without using their hands. Those who could do it easily had dramatically lower risk of disability, hospitalization, and early death. Let that sink in. One basic movement, the standing up from a chair, predicted how long people lived, because functional ability is the real language of health. Your body doesn't lie. Every step you take, every object you lift, every time you rise from a chair, your muscles, nerves, joints, heart, and brain are working together in perfect coordination. And when that coordination stays strong, independence stays strong. But when it weakens, life begins to shrink. Simple tasks become exhausting. Confidence turns into fear. Freedom slowly disappears. Falls become more likely. Hospital visits become more frequent. Recovery becomes harder. And here is one of the most alarming facts in modern medicine. After the age of 60, adults can lose up to 1% of their muscle mass every year if they are inactive. By age 80, that loss can reach 30 to 40%. This condition has a name. It's called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it is one of the leading causes of frailty, falls, and loss of independence in older adults. But here is the hopeful part of this story. Muscle loss is not inevitable. Decline is not destiny. Your body is designed to adapt. Even in your 70s, even in your 80s, even in your 90s, studies have shown that older adults who begin simple strength exercises can increase muscle strength by 30 to 100% in just a few months. That's not a theory. That's physiology, because muscle tissue is alive. It responds to demand. It grows when it is challenged. And the same principle applies to balance. Every year, millions of older adults experience a fall. But what makes this truly frightening is what happens afterward. 1 out of 5 falls leads to a serious injury such as a fracture or head trauma. And nearly half of older adults who suffer a major fall never regain their previous level of independence. That single moment can change everything. Yet balance is not just about your legs. It's about your brain sending signals, your inner ear detecting motion, sedating sheen, your eyes guiding direction, your muscles responding instantly. When all these systems stay strong, your body moves with confidence. And confidence protects you. Because people who feel steady are more active. And people who stay active stay healthy. Movement is medicine. Now consider another powerful indicator of healthy aging. Walking speed. Doctors call it the 6th vital sign, not your pulse. Not your temperature, not your blood pressure, walking speed. Research has shown that slower walking speed is strongly linked to higher risk of hospitalization, disability, and death. But when older adults maintain a steady walking pace, it signals something extraordinary. It means the heart is pumping efficiently. The lungs are delivering oxygen. The muscles are generating power. The brain is coordinating movement. It means the body is working as one unified system. And this is why functional ability matters more than age. Because you can be 75 years old and strong, or 65 years old and fragile. Chronological age is just a number. Functional age is the reality. Here is another surprising fact that many people overlook. Grip strength for which I can sure free so whicher shechi with the force of your hand refer he which so refer is one of the most reliable indicators of overall health. In large population studies, people with weaker grip strength had higher rates of heart disease, stroke, and early death. Not because of their hands, but because grip strength reflects total muscle strength and nervous system health. It's like a window into the body's true condition, and the message is simple. Strength protects you. Strength protects your bones. Strength protects your balance. Strength protects your independence. But strength doesn't come from complicated routines. It comes from consistent daily movement. Standing up and sitting down, walking across the room, carrying groceries, climbing stairs. These everyday actions are powerful exercises in disguise. And when you support them with proper nutrition, the benefits multiply. Protein is the building block of muscle. Without enough protein, muscles cannot repair themselves. They cannot grow stronger. They cannot maintain their function. That's why experts recommend including protein in every meal, foods like eggs, beans, yogurt, fish, lentils, and nuts. These foods provide essential amino acids that keep muscles alive and active. Hydration matters too. Even mild dehydration can reduce strength, slow reaction time, and increase the risk of falls. Water keeps your joints lubricated, your muscles flexible, your brain alert. Small habits create big protection. Now imagine yourself 10 years from today. Picture your daily life. Are you walking confidently into the kitchen? Are you climbing stairs without fear? Are you standing up from a chair with ease? Or are you relying on others for help with basic tasks? That future is not decided by luck. It is shaped by the choices you make today. Because every movement you perform sends a message to your body. Move less and the body weakens. Move more and the body adapts. Use your muscles and they stay alive. Ignore your muscles and they fade away. This is the biology of aging, not decline, not helplessness, not inevitability, adaptation, resilience, strength. And here is the most empowering truth of all. It is never too late to protect your functional ability. People in their 80s have regained strength. People in their 90s have improved balance. People once dependent on others have returned to independent living, not through miracles, not through expensive treatments, through simple daily movement. Because the human body is remarkably forgiving. Give it activity and it responds. Give it nourishment and it repairs. Give it consistency and it grows stronger. So the next time you stand up from a chair, take a walk across the room, or carry something in your hands. Indi nesoforki. Remember this. These are not ordinary actions. They are signs of life, signs of strength, signs of independence. And if you can still do these things between the ages of 60 and 80, free, decher, hey, bench show, you are not just aging. You are aging better than most. There is a moment in life when many people begin to believe a dangerous lie. A quiet whisper that says, you're getting older now, this is just how it is. The knees feel weaker, the memory feels slower, the energy feels lower, and suddenly decline starts to feel normal. But here is the truth that modern science has proven again and again. Your body is not programmed to fall apart with age. Your body is programmed to adapt. Even in your 60s, even in your 70s, even in your 80s. In laboratories and medical centers around the world, researchers have observed something remarkable. Older adults, people in their 70s and even 90s, began simple strength training programs. Nothing extreme, nothing dangerous, just controlled, gentle movements performed consistently. Within weeks, their muscles began to change. Within months, their strength increased dramatically. In some studies, participants in their 80s doubled their muscle strength in less than 12 weeks. That kind of improvement would be impressive in a 25-year-old, but in someone over 80, it is extraordinary. This is not motivation. This is biology. Your muscles are alive tissue. They respond to demand. They rebuild when challenged. And this rebuilding process has a scientific name. It's called muscle protein synthesis. Every time you move your muscles, standing, walking, lifting, stretching, tiny signals travel through your body. These signals tell your muscles to repair themselves stronger than before. But when movement stops, those signals fade, and muscles begin to shrink. After the age of 50, adults can lose up to 15% of their muscle strength every decade if they remain inactive. That loss is not just about appearance, it's about survival. Weaker muscles mean slower reaction time. Slower reaction time means higher risk of falls. And falls are one of the leading causes of injury and loss of independence in older adults. Yet the most powerful solution is surprisingly simple: movement. Not perfection, not intensity, not youth, consistency. Your body does not ask how old you are. It asks how often you move. Now let's talk about the brain, because many people believe memory loss is unavoidable with age. They assume that forgetfulness is the beginning of decline, but neuroscience has uncovered a stunning discovery. The human brain can grow new cells even in later life. This ability is called neuroplasticity. It means your brain is not fixed. It is flexible. It is capable of change. In one landmark study, older adults who learned new skills such as such as language, music, or problem solving, showed measurable growth in brain regions responsible for memory and attention. Their brains physically changed. New connections formed. Communication between neurons improved, mental sharpness increased, and here is what makes this discovery so powerful. The brain responds to challenge the same way muscles do. Use it, and it strengthens. Ignore it, and it weakens. Even simple activities can protect the brain. Reading, walking, talking with friends, learning something new. These daily habits stimulate blood flow to the brain and trigger the release of chemicals that support memory and focus. One of those chemicals is called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, often called BDNF. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for the brain. It helps brain cells survive. It encourages new connections. It protects against cognitive decline. And here is the exciting part. Physical activity increases BDNF levels dramatically. So when you move your body, you strengthen your brain. Now let's talk about balance. Balance is one of the first abilities to decline with age, but it is also one of the fastest to improve with training. Research shows that just a few minutes of daily balance practice can significantly reduce the risk of falls. This is because balance depends on communication between your brain, nerves, and muscles. Every time you stand on one foot, every time you steady yourself, your nervous system becomes more efficient. It learns, it adapts, it improves. And this improvement can happen at any age, even in people who once believed they were too old to change. Now consider the heart. Many people think the heart weakens naturally over time, but cardiologists have discovered something encouraging. The heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it becomes stronger with use. Regular walking can increase heart efficiency, improve circulation, and lower blood pressure. In fact, studies show that adults who walk just 20 to 30 minutes per day can reduce their risk of heart disease by up to 30%. That is a powerful return for a simple habit, because the body thrives on movement. Movement delivers oxygen. Movement removes waste. Movement keeps tissues alive. Now let's talk about bones. After the age of 50, bone density naturally begins to decline. This condition, known as osteoporosis, makes bones more fragile and more likely to break. But here is what many people don't realize. Bones are living tissue. They respond to pressure and resistance. When you walk, climb stairs, or lift objects, your bones receive signals to rebuild and strengthen. Without that stimulation, bones lose density. With that stimulation, bones stay strong. This is why active older adults often maintain stronger skeletons than inactive younger ones. The body follows the demands placed upon it, and nutrition plays a critical role in this process. Protein provides the raw materials for muscle repair. Calcium supports bone strength. Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium. Magnesium supports nerve and muscle function. Foods like eggs, fish, beans, yogurt, leafy greens, nuts, and seeds supply these essential nutrients. These foods are not just meals. They are tools for resilience. Hydration matters too. Even mild dehydration can reduce energy, impair concentration, and increase the risk of dizziness. Water keeps blood flowing smoothly. It supports temperature regulation. It helps muscles contract properly. Something as simple as drinking enough water can improve strength and alertness. Now imagine two people, both 70 years old. One spends most of the day sitting. The other walks daily, eats balanced meals, and stays mentally active. 10 years later, their lives may look completely different. One may struggle with mobility. The other may travel, socialize, and live independently. The difference is not genetics alone. The difference is lifestyle. Because aging is not just a process of loss, it is a process of adaptation. Your body is constantly listening to your actions. When you move, it responds with strength. When you challenge your mind, it responds with clarity. When you nourish your body, it responds with resilience. And here is the most powerful message of all. Improvement is always possible, no matter your age, no matter your starting point, no matter how long you've been inactive. Your body still has the ability to change. It still has the ability to rebuild. It still has the ability to surprise you. So the next time you feel stiffness in your joints, it's or fatigue in your muscles, or doubt in your mind, remember this truth. Your body is not finished. Your strength is not gone. Your potential is not behind you. Because the human body, even in later life, is designed to grow stronger when given the chance. There is a quiet fear that grips millions of people as they grow older. It's the fear that memory will fade, that the mind will betray them, that the stories, names, and faces they hold dear will slip away like sand through fingers. And it's not just a fear. It's a reality for some. Alzheimer's disease, dementia, and cognitive decline are rising sharply, affecting tens of millions worldwide. But here's the truth that science has uncovered. The brain is not destined to decline at a fixed rate. Memory loss is not inevitable. Your brain is an organ of astonishing resilience. It adapts, it regenerates, it rewires itself, even in later decades of life. Researchers studying the brains of older adults have found something remarkable. People in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s who engage in mental and physical activity consistently show better memory retention, sharper focus, and slower cognitive decline than those who are inactive. One study published in a leading neuroscience journal followed adults over the age of 65 for 10 years. Those who engaged in daily brain-stimulating activities, reading, puzzles, learning new skills, had a 30 to 50% lower risk of developing dementia. Think about that. Half the risk simply by keeping the brain active. And here's the most shocking discovery. New neurons can grow in the brain even at advanced ages. This process, known as neurogenesis, occurs in the hippocampus, where the area of the brain responsible for memory formation and spatial navigation. For decades, scientists believed adults could not grow new brain cells, that our brains were fixed, gradually wearing down over time. But studies now prove the opposite. Even in your 70s and 80s, the brain can generate new neurons, form new connections, and adapt to new information. The key is stimulation, physical, mental, and nutritional. Physical exercise is one of the most powerful triggers for brain growth. Walking briskly, cycling, swimming, even light strength training releases chemicals like BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which acts like fertilizer for neurons, promoting growth, connection, and resilience. It's no exaggeration to say that movement literally fuels your memory, but the mind itself needs exercise too. Learning a new language, playing a musical instrument, memorizing poetry, or even taking on unfamiliar tasks can dramatically improve cognitive function. In one experiment, older adults who studied a foreign language for just 6 months showed increased gray matter in areas responsible for language, memory, and executive function. Their brains physically changed. New neural pathways formed, memory improved, attention sharpened. And the brain also responds to social interaction. Loneliness and social isolation are strongly linked to cognitive decline. Older adults who lack meaningful social contact are more likely to develop memory problems, depression, and even physical illness. But regular interaction, conversation with friends, family, or even participation in community activities strengthens cognitive networks. It stimulates thinking, emotional regulation, and memory recall. Nutrition plays an equally critical role. Antioxidants, healthy fats, and essential vitamins act like armor for your neurons. Blueberries, for example, contain flavonoids that reduce oxidative stress in the brain, improving communication between neurons and enhancing memory. Fatty fish like salmon and sardines provide omega-3s, essential building blocks for brain cell membranes, protecting against shrinkage and decline. Turmeric contains curcumin, a natural anti-inflammatory compound that crosses the blood-brain barrier and protects against amyloid plaques, one of the hallmarks of Alzheimer's disease. Even small daily servings of these foods can make a measurable difference in brain health. And hydration matters too. Even mild dehydration can impair concentration, slow reaction times, and reduce memory performance. Your brain is 75% water. It cannot function optimally without proper hydration. Sleep, perhaps the most underappreciated factor, is another cornerstone of memory. During deep sleep, the brain clears toxins, consolidates memories, and repairs neural networks. Chronic sleep deprivation has been shown to accelerate cognitive decline, increase risk of Alzheimer's, and impair decision-making. But here is the extraordinary part. Sleep quality can improve at any age. By maintaining regular sleep schedules, avoiding screens before bed, and consuming sleep-supporting foods like oats, almonds, and kiwis, older adults can enhance memory consolidation and protect cognitive function. Now imagine the implications. If you can maintain memory for recent events, recognize faces, recall appointments, and retrieve words with ease, your brain is not just surviving. It is thriving. It is sending a powerful message about your overall health. Memory reflects more than mental function. It reflects blood flow, oxygenation, inflammation levels, and the integrity of your entire nervous system. A sharp memory signals resilience. It signals adaptation. It signals a mind that is alive, engaged, and capable. Yet many people underestimate the power they have over their own cognitive fate. They assume decline is inevitable. They resign themselves to forgetfulness. They accept brain fog as normal. But every day you can take action. Every day your choices affect the structure and function of your brain. Move your body to fuel your neurons. Challenge your mind to form new pathways. Eat foods that nourish your brain cells. Sleep deeply to consolidate memory. Connect socially to stimulate emotional and cognitive networks. These actions are not optional. They are transformative. Because the science is clear, the brain remains plastic, adaptable, and resilient well into later life. Even after 70 or 80, neurogenesis continues. Connections between neurons strengthen. Memory can improve. Focus can sharpen. And this is why the ability to remember recent events clearly is one of the most powerful indicators of successful aging. It is a sign that the body and brain are still communicating efficiently. That blood is flowing, nutrients are reaching cells, and neurons are firing effectively. It is a sign of independence, of confidence, of life fully lived, not merely endured. So when you recall what you ate yesterday, recognize a friend's face, or remember an appointment without stress. Understand the magnitude of that ability. It is not trivial. It is not minor. It is a declaration of resilience. Because the brain, like the body, thrives on challenge and care. And if you commit to moving, learning, eating, sleeping, and connecting, you are not just protecting your memory. You are enhancing it. You are aging smarter, sharper, and stronger than most. And in a world where cognitive decline is so common, that ability, that clarity, that sharpness is nothing short of extraordinary.